Hello, welcome. It is Rebecca, Empathic Crow Intuitive Services, however you want to call me. So we're doing things for the Zodiac reads a little different this time. I got this treasure chest at a gemstone shop or metaphysical store in Asheville years ago, and it was filled with gemstones that are now on my shelf. So we are pulling Zodiac signs from the treasure chest. So I'm not sure who I am reading for right now, but as I was resetting the cards after I'd cleared the energy from the last read, which was Libra, all I could hear is Kelly Clarkson. I am not going to definitely be able to match her, but all I heard was, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone." I think that's how it goes. And I was having a hard time getting into it because it sounded like I could hear something out there, out there being outside of my room, not like some weird place. All right. Let's pull a sign and see what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay. I think this is Capricorn. Yeah. Capricorn. Capricorn. Hi, it's Rebecca. I feel like we have had some pretty heavy reads for several months. This is for the energy of July 2026, if I haven't said that. I'm trying to remember to even say that I do readings and things like that so that people know and remember to introduce myself, because I get excited and I start just moving forward. But Capricorn, I feel like we've had some pretty heavy reads for you over the last several months. Last month may have been a little bit lighter. And then the song, "What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger," coming through. Some of my cards were upside down, so please excuse me. I'm not sure where we're going with that, so we will see. Trying to decide if I want to use the Crow Tarot or the Light Seers or another one. I'm hearing Light Seers, so we will go to that. All right, Capricorn, let's see what's going on here. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Of course, not every read is going to be for everyone. This is a general reading. So that means that I am tapping into or tuning into, however you want to say it, the energy of the collective of Capricorn, which can even be outside of your sun placement. Just depends. Personal reads definitely give you a more intimate and accurate read because I'm focused on your energy. And I'm just taking a second because I was hearing something, but I couldn't hear what I was hearing. If that makes sense. Like it was, if you hear muffled words. So I was trying to take a moment to listen. No. So maybe I'm going to have to see how that's part of the message, because it was like, and maybe that's it, that there's something, there's like a message or something's trying to come through, but you're not hearing it clearly. And that could even be something here in the physical 3D realm, or that could be from spirit. Okay. So Capricorn, we've got, I feel like this is a message, whether it's from a loved one or from the spirit realm in general. This feels like a connection to that. The Six of Cups has an image with a little boy and his dog, and then we see the man and the dog as it's older. And then when I see these cups, and I think this card came out and I said something very similar, but not in the same context for Libra during the last reading. But Capricorn, this feels like, yeah, I just heard somebody say, and I'm going to try not to cry. I just heard somebody say, "I love you." And now I'm getting tingles all over my head. So yeah, Capricorn, if this is for you, this is from a loved one saying, "I love you." And I see someone just putting their arms around you. And they say, "You have been through it, and you're so strong. You've been through it, and you're so strong." But they understand that 444 on the clock, being strong is hard. And letting go of the past is hard, especially when it comes to emotions. This is the Five of Cups. I'm trying not to cry because they're coming through with this energy that's very loving, and it's not really worry and concern. It's more encouragement, but a little bit of worry and concern, I was just told. There's no one person. There's multiple coming through, which makes sense because this is a collective read. But it's just a lot of encouragement, and a lot of it is to let go of the past. Notice that, and I think this was a totally different read, but if you have any Libra in your placements, major placements, you may want to, or you're invited to watch that if you want to, but she's holding on to this cup with her foot. And it's like she knows that it's time to allow it to go where it needs to go, and that there are other cups that she has, but it's really hard to release that cup. So we've got the 6 of Cups and the 5 of Cups, because those changes, and it was 556 on the clock. Those changes are really hard. I keep being drawn to the blue in this card, and it feels like you don't know what to say, or people don't know what to say to you. There's some kind of communication. Like, even notice that he's wearing a blue shirt and blue pants, and this, it's like there's some kind of communication block that's coming through with this energy. One of the things I want to say, I've never said this for this read before. I've talked about energy and how it's just a transition of energy from our bodies to another form. But even with this light here, it's like it's not going down into the abyss. That's what I'm hearing. Like, it's not going down into a dark hole. That loss is just a change. It's a change of energy. It's a change of, somebody saying shape. It's a change of how you connect. It's a change of how you connect with that communication. There we go. So you can't necessarily communicate with your pet, your loved one, whoever this loss is, in a way that maybe you do with the person sitting right in front of you, or a call or something like that. There goes a crow. I think that's a crow. It might have been a hawk. It looked really big, but usually I just have crows. Anyway, maybe one or both of those are signs for you, a crow or a hawk. I think it was a crow, but it was presenting as a hawk. So that's, or it looked like it. It looked really big. Either way, I heard it doesn't matter, and that's the point. It doesn't matter, and that's the point. So whether it's a crow, it's a hawk, or you see something and you don't really know what it is or what it means, it doesn't matter, because the point is that you saw it, is what I'm getting. And notice that even with this little boy, there's like light that's coming down past him and to the gentleman. So it's like the light is still there. It just transforms into a different energy. And even though the communication is different, it doesn't mean that you can't communicate. For Cups on the bottom of the deck, and it just feels like you may know that you can just speak and say what you want to say, but it's not the same. I'm noticing that with this card, it's almost like half of colors that are similar to this one, and then half of colors that are similar to this one. And so it's like this transition, you understand that it doesn't mean that it's completely the end, but at the same time, it's different. It's not the same. You're not holding on to the cups anymore as you transition into acceptance, whatever it is for you, or understanding. We may not accept it or want to, but as you transition into the space where you're like, I know I can't hold on to this cup. It's like, but I don't even know that I want the cups. Like, this cup is coming in on the divine hand. I don't even know that I want the cup that's coming into me, because you're not necessarily seeing it. It feels like part of the reason that you may feel like the communication or the connection isn't as strong is because you're struggling to see it in a different way. Struggling to see it in a different way. Ten of Pentacles. And we got the dog down in the bottom and the kids. And it's interesting because this is a gathering, but I'm seeing it 10-10 in my head as like you and maybe even your family, but at the same time as loved ones are around you. Like these people are solid, but I'm seeing it like when I'm telling people, you know, this person, if I'm seeing their loved one, or sometimes I'll see a line of like generations of people, a line of ancestors. And I'm seeing it as like a family gathering, a family reunion. And that you have support and you have things here in the 3D that are helpful to you. And you also have things and people that are in the spirit realm and they can be helpful to you. But I feel like it's still feeling like, but it's not the same. It's not the same. And it's not the same. And Capricorn, when I'm reading for you the last several months, I have a best friend who's Capricorn and 1111 on the clock. And I feel like a lot of the reads I've had to pull back sometimes and ask myself, is this really a general reading? Because it feels like it aligns with things that are going on for her. And each time it's, yes, this is valid. But I'll have to admit, I felt for myself, is this more of like a personal read of her without meaning to, or is this a general read? And what I'm getting still is that this is a general read, that there are people who need to hear this. Trying to decide if these cards are meant for me to, yes. All right, so the card we have next is the Page of Wands. And with the Page of Wands, it's like the excitement and passion and happiness within inside you, letting go of those anxieties. It's like you're wanting to. I'm seeing those blue jeans very clearly. And I talked about the blue earlier. And what I'm seeing right here is the yellow on the top and then the blue on the bottom. And it's almost like that solar plexus. You're trying to build that confidence, but at the same time, that communication is still like throat chakra is here, solar plexus is here. So it's still like the communication is suppressed. And I feel like that's part of the page, and that need for growth in this situation for you, Capricorn, is being able to feel like you can, I'm just hearing speak freely again, just be yourself, just know that it's okay, that you're supported, that you can be a bit more carefree is the word that keeps coming into my mind. She's got this circle around her. You may not see it, but it's like, I'm seeing it here. Usually I'd probably see it as like the magic circling around her, but here I'm seeing it as like an orb because I'm seeing photos with orbs in them. So I'm feeling called to encourage you to look for signs again. I mentioned the birds earlier, but they're saying that whether you see it or not, 1333 on the clock, that they're with you and you're supported. That it's really hard for you to get out of your head right now. And I feel like this crow is representing, was that in the Libra reading too? I think so. This crow to me represents like somebody talking in your ear. And sometimes that can be a good thing, but with him holding his head, it's more like a headache. And this is the 5 of Swords. So swords being that communication and those thoughts. So feeling like you're not releasing, you're not able to get some things out, or you don't know how to, and it's getting stuck in your head. And then as people say things, they may even be well-meaning things, but they may not feel incredibly helpful. And then I'm being guided over here, and it's like you have this connection. There's still a connection there. And then I usually, when I see this person in the background, say that's the freedom. And so it's being able to understand that, again, having had a major loss in my life at a young age, I can tell you that I understand that sometimes people saying 1444 on the clock that they're still with you, it's, you know, they're just in a different form and things like that, does not always feel helpful. But at the same time, I can also tell you that over the years, I've found that it actually is. Now I'm in the tearful mode again. We got the Ace of Swords. I feel like she was in the Libra reading too, as well as another. I can't remember which one. So if you have any Libra placements, again, totally a different read, but it may be helpful. But with this stairway, what I typically say with the Light Seers Tarot is you can't see, the top's not lit up. So you can't really see where those stairs go. And so with this, she's creating that clear path. She's visualizing it in her mind, and she's creating the connection. Capricorn, you notice that she's got her eyes closed and she's looking up. She's making that connection. You may feel like you don't have the connection. You may feel disconnected, like you don't know what to do. And this is why I teach the self-trust, why I do the self-trust mentorship, because nobody can tell you exactly how to grieve. No one can tell you exactly how to connect with your intuition. No one can tell you exactly how you are able to engage with your intuition, with your gifts, with whatever it is for you. But they can help you to be able to trust yourself more. So this, Capricorn, is what you're being called to do, is to trust yourself. That this light right here isn't something that just appears and only certain people have access to it. You create it. You find how you connect with it yourself. Whew. Thank you, Spirit. Two of Cups. That love's still there. It's still there. We started out with, I said, you know, these cups remind me, the Six of Cups, of the Rainbow Bridge. It's still there. And look, that's kind of like, almost like a rainbow bridge. I can't remember who had that one, but I talked about how even though there's rainbow coming down on both sides, the cups have different colors in them. So again, it may look and feel different, but that doesn't mean that it's not pouring into the same cup, that the emotions aren't still there and strong. Knight of Pentacles. It may feel like things are moving slowly. Your healing journey is moving slowly, or you may even feel like things with your work or relationships, whatever it is moving slowly, but that's okay because it's you taking the steps. You're not stuck, but you don't have to try to rush through them, because sometimes if we rush through them, we're bypassing the healing and we're not actually able to see what's in front of us or to even engage in situations that we're at the Ten of Pentacles. We have the things we want because we didn't slow down and actually make, I'm hearing like calculated or measured steps, but at the same time I'm seeing, I just did the Libra reading, so it's like at the same time you don't want to. So maybe the Libra reading would be helpful to you because it was about not holding yourself back because you're afraid to take a step forward because of the things from the past. But you also don't have to like take a leap, but it's still forward direction. So that feels important. So Capricorn, for your final card, what deck am I wanting to go to? I'm being called the most to either Angels and Auras by Radley Valentine and Dougal Fraser, or Crystal Banner, Signs of the Times. Let's go to Crystal Banner. I can't look at these when I shuffle because even looking at it in the camera, it makes my eyes go wonky. So you're going to see me look to the side, but I'm feeling called to shuffle 3 times. I don't know. I feel like clouds is something that may be important. When I split the deck, so if clouds are something, crap. I just remembered my friend had told me clouds were important to her. So, could be my head, but clouds, distractions, and the number is 11, which is a master number, or you can break it down to a 2 if you really want to. But I feel like even outside of my friend, that clouds could still be something that could be important to you. It's just making sure, especially with that distractions, that you're not using clouds or any other thing that, like, it's the holding on to this past or getting so focused on all these other things that you can't control. Like we talked about, you know, maybe slow movement, but it's okay. It's not getting so lost that you can't move forward, but you're still making that connection. We'll shuffle one more time because I did say 3 times. Anything else for Capricorn for July 2026? So we have 21, which breaks down to a 3. And it's a tote bag that says, hello again, recycle. And the theme here is recover. Notice there's a lot of green in this, that heart chakra. This is a time of healing. And notice that all these arrows, it all goes around. Like I said, it's all energy. It's all connected. It's just a shift and a change in the way things are going. And that doesn't always help to hear, but you're not stuck. And the cycle continues to go. It'll be okay. It just doesn't always feel like it. Is that the tree of life symbol? I can't remember. I'll show it to you. It's on the pinnacle up here. I think it might be, but I can't remember right now. I'm being called back to the photo, so let me look at it. What's important here? Oh, the lanterns. And they're at the top. So what they're showing me is like the lanterns, or may even be stars for you or something, but knowing that you're guided, like they're there. I'm definitely seeing the stars. This is lanterns, but I'm seeing the stars. I'm seeing somebody going out and looking up at the stars. Like Simba and the Lion King, and that's your connection. That's what's coming to me. Anything else? Capricorn, I know this is another one where we've got some heavy topics that we've gone through, and you've had a heavy time, but it is something where there's a lot of encouragement to recognize that you do have, and it was 22 exactly, 2200 on the clock, so I don't know if that's important. So 18, which breaks down to a 9, this is Palm and Destiny. And I feel like with that, what I'm seeing is things may feel cloudy right now. Because I'm seeing that as like when you're in the shower and you put your hand up and you can maybe see through where your hand was, but you don't necessarily see through the fog, the condensation, the fog, whatever it is that the shower has made. And so it's understanding that your path may not fully be clear, but with this breaking down to a 9, it's like you're not far off. Like I feel like you feel like you've been knocked off the path a little bit, but that doesn't mean that it can't come back. I keep seeing with this palm and this handprint, the scene from the Titanic. And I just keep hearing true love. Like that there's love still is in your life, and it can be in your life in various forms. And it may not be the way that you want for it to be, but that love and that connection don't have to end. All right, Spirit, you're going to get me crying again. I'm trying to decide, is that? I keep getting my eyes drawn to the Angels and Auras deck. So Capricorn, I'll go ahead and pull a card from there. But the message is pretty clear. Like Spirit is saying that they want for you to understand that they're still there. Like even on the bottom of the deck, 14, which breaks down to a 5. Angels are watching over you. Supported, protected, loved, and encouraged. That's the way they want you to feel. This person doesn't feel that way. It's hard. It's hard when we're stressed, we're overwhelmed, we have grief, we have loss. We feel like we don't know where to go. It feels like there's not guidance, but there is. And when we're in that unbalanced aspect, we can feel deserted, alone, neglected, and discouraged. But your angels are telling you that they want you to know. And that could be angels that are angels, or it can be angels that are those loved ones. Even, it's weird. The second time that's happened, I think it got brighter in the Libra reading, and it got a little darker in yours. Either way, the lighting in here doesn't change, and I didn't see the light out there change, but it could have. Or it could be an emphasis that the light is still on. It only looked like it was dark, and it's okay for you to know that you are surrounded by those who want to assist you. They want to help you. You're not alone. have not paid attention to their hands before, but one of them has their hands crossed over their heart. One of them has, so this pink one, and then one has a hand, and her hands are kind of in the shape of a heart, and she's got gemstones, and I think he has a compass. So using your heart to allow you, to lead you down the path that you're taking as you build or rebuild that life, that 10 of Pentacles. I don't know where it went. There it is. It's on top of the recover. As you recover and you feel like your life, your family, whatever it is whole again. We can't change what's happened, and it's something that happens whether we want it to or not. But they're still there. Like I said, this looks like a family reunion in my head. I still see it that way, and I can see the people who are still here on this earth in this form, in this human form, and then I see the others, the loved ones, the friends, the family, the ancestors, whatever it is. I see them in that card. It's like they're joining in. And remember the lights up here. All right, Capricorn, I hope that that was helpful to you. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I also do private readings, which focuses on your personal energy. I do recorded readings that are like this, and I send it to you, a private link. Or I also do face-to-face live Zoom readings. So you can book any of those. I do have some short messages. One is recorded, one is written. And the self-trust mentorship and the nervous system, nervous system reset, where we look at energy, kind of how it gets drained, how it fills up, your identity, unlearning identity, which may be not actually your identity, but the roles and ways that you learn to navigate life, setting those boundaries and integrating that. I'm trying to remember to say all the things, but either way, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please definitely feel free to like, share, subscribe, all of those things. I'd love to have you as part of the community. And as I grow, I'd love to be able to do more community type things. I am planning on trying to do some things through my website, and I'll announce those on the socials. Either way, just thank you for being here, and you're going to get through this. I'm going to cry again. Thank you, Capricorn. I hope to see you again, and take care of yourself.